Hari Om students. In previous class we discussed part 1 and part 2 regarding to our first lesson, the best Christmas present in the world. So now we are going to discuss part 3. Before going to part 3, I'll quickly revise what we discussed in part 1 and part 2. In the first part, our author went to Rolltop desk. Our author went to junk shop to buy a Rolltop desk. So finally, he bought a Rolltop desk which belongs to 19th century, which was made of oak. It was not in a proper condition, but our author bought that one. After coming to home, he thought that he was able to repair that Rolltop desk on the eve of Christmas. So he was checking all the drawers in that Rolltop desk. Finally, he found one small black tin box which was pasted with a white paper with cello tape. He found that one. Immediately, he opened that small tin box. In that box, he found a letter. So, up to this regarding to first part. In second part, the letter, he started reading. First, he felt somehow nervous whether it is good or bad by opening the other's letter, reading it. He don't know, but finally he want to read that letter. So in that letter, who wrote this letter? Jim Macpherson, the captain of British Army. He wrote letter to his wife Connie, Mrs. Macpherson, Mrs. Connie. So what he wrote in this letter? In this letter, he wrote that how he celebrated his Christmas and what is the things happened in that Christmas day. Happily, he want to express all his happiness to his wife. So he said that when we are all when we are all in positions in our trenches, from the opposite side, Fritz. Fritz means already we know that a German soldier. A German soldier is also called as Fritz. So Fritz, one of the Fritz said, "Happy Christmas, Tommy. Happy Christmas." Tommy means the British soldier, the name of the British soldier. In that way, the conversation started, and all the Fritz and all the Tommies entered into the no man's land to celebrate Christmas festival. There they started sharing marzipan, shants, sausage, rams, everything. They started feasting. So there Jim Macpherson met whom? The captain of German army. So who is the captain of German army? Hans Wolff. So Hans Wolff and Jim Macpherson were introduced themselves that how Hans Wolff used to work before he entered into the army. What is his work? So he was a cello player. Cello means it is a type of violin. In that way, he introduced immediately Jim Macpherson also introduced himself that he was also a school teacher before he entered into this army. In that way, they were sharing all their favorites, where Hans Wolff also said about his favorite books and his favorite author was Thomas Hardy. In that way, they started sharing each and everything. Finally, all the soldiers in both the teams, they want to play what? Cricket or football? Football. Yes, football. They want to play. One of the soldier brought the football. Finally, they want to play football. So while they were playing, Jim Macpherson and Hans Wolff, they were encouraging, they were clapping their hands, and they were cheering them to win. In that way, finally, the game ends. Who won the game? Fritz. Yes, Fritz won the game. Finally, Hans Wolff said that though this is how we have to plan to end all these wars, instead of conflict, instead of all having to resolve all these disputes, we have to plan to play a match. Isn't it? In that way, Hans Wolff shared his opinion. Immediately, our Jim Macpherson said, "For sure, I would prefer cricket." So probably we are going to win that time. In that way, Jim Macpherson also started saying in that way. So finally, they went back to their dragouts, means the shelters of the soldiers. And the evening of that Christmas day, Some of them were giving chorus, carols. They were singing carols. Carols means the religious folk songs, which was soothingly hearing by our British soldiers, that is Tommies. So immediately they both were involved in that thing, singing. They both were give chorus to one other. In that way, the letter ends that Jim McPherson saying, "Really, it was a very good Christmas. I never expect this Christmas. Really, it was very good Christmas." And we end by having your prepared. Christmas cake and marzipans we have. Hans Wolf also loved that marzipans. In that way, he discussed, and finally, the letter was ended by saying, "Yours loving Jim, Connie." In that way, the letter ended. So, what will happen in the part 3? After reading this letter, what our author is going to do? Let us see that. I folded the letter. I folded the letter. Who here? I means our author. I folded the letter again and slipped it carefully back into its envelope. So after completing the letter, reading the letter, our author thought that again he slipped it carefully and packed into the envelope. I kept awake all night. Why he kept awake all night? Thinking about the letter. By morning, I knew what I had to do. I drove into Bridport, just a few miles away. I asked a boy walking his dog where Copper Beaches was. So, what he was thinking all the night means he thought that he want to return that letter. Bridport means it is the address of Jim McPherson to where, sent address of Jim McPherson to where he wrote that letter. So the author thought that I want to return this letter to the owner of this letter. In that way he thought. Finally, immediately by morning he woke up and he went to Bridport and inquiring about the address. Finally he asked one boy who was walking with his dog where Copper Beaches was. House number 12. House number 12, he said. It turned out to be nothing but a burned out shell. The roof gaping, the windows boarded up. I knocked at the house next door and asked if anyone knew the whereabouts of a Mrs. Macpherson. Burned out means destroyed by fire. So we can observe this picture, the house which was destroyed by fire. Of course, when our author went to buy a roll top desk, it was also in a bad condition. Half of the desk was damaged by water and fire. So by this we can think that some fire accident happened in that place. So boarded up, all the roof gapping, the windows boarded up. Boarded up means covering with wooden boards. So immediately what our author done, he knocked at the next door and asked if anyone knew the whereabouts Mrs. Macpherson. So he went to next door and he asked, he was inquiring about Mrs. Macpherson. "Oh yes," the neighbor of that house said that. "Oh yes," said the old man in his slippers. He knew her well. Means here the other was saying, yes, the old man knew her well. A lovely old lady. He told me a bit muddle-headed. Means little bit confused. But at her age, she was entitled to be. Wasn't she? 101 years old. So the neighbor of that house, he was saying that, yes, I know Mrs. Macpherson. She was a very lovely old lady and she was a muddle-headed, confused, means at that age, if for example our elder people also, grandparents or whoever, if they also have little bit confused, but here the old lady age was 101 years old, definitely he has some confusion. In that way the neighbor of that house giving some details regarding to Mrs. Macpherson to our author. She had been in the house when it caught fire. No one really knew how the fire had started, but it could well have been candles. She used candles rather than electricity because she always thought electricity was too expensive. The fireman had got her out just in time. She was in a nursing home now. He told me Burlington House on the Dorchester Road on the other side of town. So finally, the neighbor was giving some details regarding to Mrs. Macpherson. He said that while the fire incident was happening, the old lady was in the house. So everyone have a mystery how the fire accident happened in that way, but they all know this old lady used candles. She never used electricity because she thought that it was too expensive. Majorly in our villages also we can observe that they don't have electricity properly, so they will use only candles. Here the electricity facility was there, but she was not willing to use electricity because it was too expensive. So when the fire incident, many of the people think that this was the main reason to happen fire incident in that house. So finally one fireman got her out in just in time. So now she was in nursing home. So he said the address of the nursing home, that is on the Dorchester Road. Immediately our author, see here, you can observe the picture with the house with full of candles. There is no electricity, just they use candles for clear light. So what will happen means, see, before going to what is going to happen, just check out these questions. First one, why did author go to Bridport? Of course, he went to meet Mrs. Jim Macpherson. Why he went to meet Mrs. Jim Macpherson? To return his letter, to return her letter. Second, how old was Mrs. Macpherson now? Where was she? Yes, in the words of neighbor of that house, by the words of him, we come to know that she was 101 years old and now she was staying in nursing home. Yes, finally our author found Burlington House nursing home easily enough. There were paper chains up in the hallway and a lighted Christmas tree stood in the corner with a lopsided angle on top. I said I was a friend come to visit Mrs. Macpherson to bring her a Christmas present. So our author introduced himself that he was a friend of Mrs. Macpherson. He came here to give one gift to Mrs. Macpherson. I could see through into the dining room where everyone was wearing a paper hat and singing. So this is the nursing home. Nursing home means nothing but where the old people and orphans, where they'll take rest and they will be staying there by having some pleasantness. Completely they'll stay there. Homeless persons, they will stay here. So when he went to nursing home, he observed that was cleanly lighted with Christmas tree and everything. So when he observed the dining room, everyone was wearing paper caps. See here, this is paper cap. So everyone was having that paper cap and they were singing. They were in their own mood. The matron had a hat on too and seemed happy enough to see me. Matron means the supervisor of that nursing home. She was also having a hat on a hat on her, and seemed very happy enough to see him. See who means our author. She even offered me a mince pie. Mince pie means this was the sweet a traditional British sweet ma. This was the traditional British sweet. For example, in our India, our traditional sweet laddu, isn't it? So in the same manner, for Britishers, mince pie was a traditional sweet. Means for every occasion they used to make that and they used to distribute that. So immediately the supervisor of that nursing home gave mince pie for our author. She walked me along the corridor, Mrs. Mac, and she was saying, these are the dialogues of supervisors. Mrs. Macpherson is not in with the others. She told me. She is rather confused today, so we thought it best if she had a good rest. She has no family, no one visits. So I'm sure she'll be only too pleased to see you. She took me into a conservatory with wicker chairs and potted plants all around, left me. So the supervisor saying that Mrs. Macpherson was not like other people. So today she was moody, so that's why we thought that she should have a good rest. So she don't have any family, so no one visits her. See, really, after seeing you, for sure she is going to be very, very happy. In that way, the supervisor was saying. So she left, the supervisor left our author in a conservatory with the wicker chairs. These are the wicker chairs, and all the room was plotted with potted plants all around. So the supervisor left him in that. The old lady was sitting in a wheelchair. The old lady was sitting in a wheelchair, her hands folded in her lap. She had silver white pinned into a wispy bun. She was gazing out at the garden. Now the Mrs. Macpherson, Connie entered into the corridor. So here the author explaining how she was. So she was in wheelchair. Her hands were folded in her lap. So she had a silver white bun. Bun means this, not the bun which you are thinking. Okay, this is hair bun. So with the wispy bun, so she was gazing out the garden. So immediately our author said hello in that way. She turned and looked up at me vacantly. Happy Christmas, Connie. I went on. So after saying hello, immediately our author said, Happy Christmas, Connie. In that way, I found this. By showing the letter, he was saying, I found this. I think it's yours. In that way, our author was saying. So as I was speaking, her eyes never left my face. I opened the tin box and gave it to her. That was the moment her eyes lit up with recognition and her face became suffused with a sudden glow of happiness. Lit up means became bright with happiness and excitement. Suffused with a glow of happiness spread all over her face. So when our author was discussing, hello Connie, happy Christmas, I found this letter, in that way he was showing, but the old lady was observing continuously, looking at his face, and her face was in her eyes he observed the bright with happiness. The eyes were lighting up with the bright with the happiness. I explained about the desk, about how I had found it, but I don't think she was listening. Here our author was saying, explaining about the desk. I am so and so person. I want to junk shop in Bridport. I bought one roll top desk. In that roll top desk, I found one small box. In that box, I found this letter. So I thought I want to return this letter to you. In that way, each and everything he was detailing to that old lady, but she was not listening. For a while she said nothing, but stroked the letter tenderly with her fingertips. So But took that letter tenderly, smoothly with her fingertips. Suddenly she reached out and took my hand. Her eyes were filled with tears. Suddenly she took the hand of her author. Her eyes were filled with tears. You told me you'd come home by Christmas, dearest, she said. And here you are, the best Christmas present in the world. Come closer, Jim dear, sit down. So here you feel little bit confused, right? See, the old lady was thinking that Jim Macpherson were returned. Means for so many days onwards there is no letter from Jim Macpherson, and there is no Jim Macpherson never returned from the war. She was mentally disturbed. So after a long time one person came to her means she was thinking that it was and he was Jim Macpherson. So that's why she said in that way, you told me you'd come home by Christmas, dearest, and here you are, the best Christmas present in the world. What is the best Christmas present in the world for Connie? Coming back, Jim Macpherson coming back to home. In that way, he thought our author was Jim Macpherson. I sat down beside her. She kissed my cheek. I read your letters so often, Jim, every day. I want to hear your voice in my head. It always made me feel you are with me. And now you are. Now you are back. You can read it to me yourself. Would you do that for me, Jim, dear? I just want to I just want to hear your voice again. I'd love that so much. And then perhaps we'll have some tea. I have made you a Christmas cake. Marzipan all around. I know how much you love marzipan. See here, the old lady thought that the person who gave the letter to her, he was Jim Macpherson, and he was discussing she kissed in his cheek, and she was saying that finally you are here now. Just you want I want to hear your voice. Just read the letter yourself. After completing this letter, I'll make we'll have some tea. I made a nice Christmas cake for you, and also marzipan. Are you able to remember marzipan, dear students, as we discussed in part 2, where Jim Max was sharing marzipan to Hans Wolf, isn't it? So marzipan is his favorite sweet, right? So in that way, the old lady was thinking that he was the Jimak first. Coming to the oral comprehension check. So by this we end this lesson, and how it is going to be. See, finally he thought that he was Jim Macpherson, and coming Jim Macpherson back home from the war is the best Christmas present for her. Who? Mrs. Connie. Who did Connie Macpherson think her visitor was? Of course, he thought that Connie Macpherson thought that her own husband, Mr. Jim Macpherson, was her visitor. Which sentence in the text shows that the visitor did not try to hide his identity? So, when our author have the ability to say, I am not Jim Macpherson, I am so and so. He was trying to say, but she was not listening. So this one, see, you told me you'd come by Christmas, dearest, she said, and here you are, the best Christmas present in the world. This is the actual sentence in the text which we give the identity. Next, thinking about the text, for how long do you think Connie had kept Jim's letter? Give reasons for your answer. So, the letter was, sorry, here it was 1914, not 1915, but it was 1914. So, Jim Macpherson wrote letter on 1914. December 26, not on 1915, but on January 25, the author received that, saw that. So 1 year, nearly 1 year, not 1 month, nearly 1 month. Why do you think the disc had been sold, and when? So why the disc had been sold means, as we know that it was some Connie's house had burnt, so all the furniture in the house had damaged with fire and water. So that's why the roll top disc had been sold to junk shop which was there in Bridport. Why do you, Jim and Hans, think that games or sports are good ways of resolving conflicts? Of course, why they thought in that way means they both are soldiers. There were so many wars, and they were a warm-hearted persons, and they thought that we should end the wars. They love peace. Yes, I will agree for this. Game and sport by because by having games and sports, no children, no one will die, no person will die, no children will become orphan, no wives will become widow. So that's why they Hans and Jim thought that games and sports are good ways. Do you think the soldiers of the two armies are like each other or different from each other? Find evidence from the stories to support your answer. Yes, of course, some people are different. Some people are different, and their personalities will be different, their thinking will be different, but in some issues they may be alike. So here the soldiers of two are, they are hating war and they were lagging for peace. until they were vexed with participating in war and seeing so many soldiers dying in war. So they want peace, they want to live together, they want to, their thinking was same, isn't it? So they want to go to home, they want to see their family, they want to spend some time with their family. Finally they want peace. Of course their thinking was, they were thinking in a same way. Mention the various ways in which the British and the German soldiers became friends and find things in common at Christmas. Of course, as we discussed earlier, in Christmas Day, the British and German soldiers, they became friends. What are the common things means? Of course, they hate war, but in the Christmas Eve, Eve means, as we discussed earlier, festival. At least on the day of festival, they want some peace. So they feasted together by having some marjipans, by having some sausages, by having some shans and everything. They feasted and they drank together, they played together, they happily spent the day together, and finally they wanted to go to their homes and live happily with their families. So this shows these are the common things which happened between the soldiers of British and German. What is Connie's Christmas present? Why is it the best Christmas present in the world? Of course, Connie's Christmas present was coming her husband Jim Macpherson back to home from war. Of course, it was really a present, real gift for any wife, isn't it? So here, so what is the best Christmas present means her husband returning from war. This is the best Christmas present for Connie. Do you think the title of this story is suitable for you? Can you think of any other titles? Dear students, this is your task. So our original title was The Best Christmas Present in the World. So I hope you understood the three parts what we discussed. So you have to find out the suitable title. For example, in my way, I can say that War and Peace. War and Peace also one of the suitable title. So you think which title will be suitable for this lesson? I hope you understand. Thank you very much. Hari Om.